Welcome to the Checkout California radio show, your key to California hospitality. Hosted by Rad Gantos, principal of Rad Gantos and Associates, a hospitality and commercial real estate design firm, and Craig Sullivan, founder and president of the California Lodging Investment Conference. Checkout California is focused on our state's hospitality, travel, and tourism markets, and on the large part they play in California's vibrant and economic diversity and unique quality of life. Now, here are your hosts, Rad Gantos and Craig Sullivan.
Good afternoon. I'm Craig Sullivan, and Rad Gantos isn't here today. He is in Jordan, so I'm doing the show solo, and this is going to be a recap of the third annual California Lodging Investment Conference. And last time he was on the show, he was in the studio. We've got him back on the phone, which seems to be a more natural fit, considering he is at another conference today. Mr. Glenn Hausman from No Vacancy. How are you, my brother?
I'm doing great, Craig. It is an honor to be on your show, but a big relief that I'm not in the same state as you.
You know, there may be an order coming out of D.C. that we're not allowed in the same states anymore.
I think that might make sense. You know? If I was D.C., I would do exactly the same thing.
There you go. Now, what part of the country are you in today, and what conference are you at, my friend?
That's a great question. I'm not exactly sure where I am. I've been doing so much traveling since I've seen you last, but I am in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Hunter Hotel Conference. And I don't know how they did it, Craig, but they're copying your event, but they somehow went back in time and started it 31 years ago. I don't understand what happened.
Well, I think they've also expanded. They're a multi-day conference now where they used to be one.
They're nothing like what you do, but it's great. As we are speaking right now, the event has just kicked off, and I'm in this loft overlooking the conference, and man, it is buzzing with excitement. It's a lot of fun, and people are excited to talk about what's going to be in store for the rest of the year in hospitality.
Yeah, and that's such a great conference. You know, it serves that part of the country, you know, very well. And you've got all the major brands. You've got yourself there. Are you on a panel or moderating or a keynote this year?
I am. I am moderating a panel tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock, and that is going to be on management issues and opportunities. And I'm really psyched because I've got some superstars on there like Nelson Knight of Apple REIT. He's the CEO. Bo Benton of LBA Hospitality, and Brad Rahinsky, President and CEO of Hotel Equity. So it's going to be a fun, fast-paced conversation. I'm looking forward to it. But, Craig, not as fun as the time I had moderating a panel for you a couple weeks ago at CLIC.
Well, thank you, my brother. You know, CLIC 3 is now in the books, and we're starting to work on CLIC 4, but I got to say, your panel was outstanding. Your hotel investment and development panel was great.
Well, I had such great professionals on there that really know their stuff.
You know, they do, and they're local. You know, they know the market here. They also know the national market like you do, and it's a great blending, considering you know, we're focused on the California hotel market, and you get everybody revved up. You set the tone and the pace for the day, and I love it. So thank you very, very much.
But more importantly, I know your listeners really want to hear me, you know, kiss your butt. But what a great conference that was! It's really now. It's officially on my calendar every single year. I can't miss it. It was amazing to see all of the top people from California hospitality all gathering for just a fun, fast-filled one-day event.
You know, one day jam-packed with information and networking, and you know, that's really, you know, the hallmark for CLIC. It's you know, we all go to a lot of multi-day conferences, and you know this when I first started toying around with the idea to launch CLIC, that it had to be one day. You know, and we've had growth every year. I mean, we're, you know, well over 300 registered attendees this year. So, you know, we're right in stride where I wanted to be from where we started 3 years ago.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Craig, you do a one-day event. These guys are doing an event that starts today, is all day tomorrow, is another day on Friday. But quite frankly, people are just flying in today, and they're already going to leave tomorrow afternoon. With your event, they could hit every single moment of it, not feel as if they're missing anything, but still go on with their lives.
Exactly, and they can fly home that night from John Wayne Airport, especially the the attendees from Northern California and in the Western U.S. And it makes it easier. They can get back with all this great information that you and your panel and the other panelists and the keynotes have provided them, and they can start implementing some changes to their game plan for the rest of the year. So
Yep, sure.
I really like it. So you're going to be in Atlanta till at least Friday. You must have a ton of interviews booked up for No Vacancy at this point as well.
I do. I got a lot of good videos that I'm going to be shooting, but not too many because we're not going to be here that long. But it should be really good. I'm looking forward to. I'm sticking around on Friday. I've been honored to be a part of an AHOA community that's going to be voting on a bunch of awards that they're going to be giving away at their coming up conference in April in San Diego. So it's going to be great to be a part of that on Friday.
Absolutely, AHOA-Con, and I'll be seeing you down in San Diego for that.
Oh yeah,
so,
we're gonna have to get you at the No Vacancy podcast booth and shoot a video with you and do a show.
Absolutely, count on it. Love to. So, what else is going on? What up to the moment breaking news do you have from the Hunter Conference? What was the keynote about when they opened it?
They're literally just starting the conference now. So I can't tell you what anyone is saying, but I can say that everybody here is in a really good mood. You know how it goes with these shows. Right now, there's several hundred people all milling about and having some cocktails, chilling out. Most people are hanging out at the Pulse Bar here at the Marriott Marquis in Atlanta, making deals, getting caught up with each other, and I think just celebrating another great year of hospitality.
That's great. Well, Marriott's already committed to coming back for CLIC 4 next year.
Congrats.
And I know you've committed to come back, so thank you again. And, we've got our first planning committee meeting coming up after Meet the Money here in May. And then it'll be about executing the plan and see who's back and who are new additions. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Meet the Money is one of those events I really got to get on my calendar. I always hear such great things about that conference, but I just haven't been able to fit it in. Maybe I'll get there this year.
Yeah, I think it should be on your radar screens for sure. I've always looked at Meet the Money as being the best debt and equity conference that I've attended, and I've missed it once, I think, in 20 years due to a illness, and it's always right there. And Jim Butler and his team over there, they're founding sponsors with CLIC, and it's just a great event, and I think you should try and be there. I know I'm going to take my film crew with me, so we're going to be shooting some episodes. So we'll get you on a video for 3x10. Well, if you come out this year.
That sounds like fun. So earlier this week, Greg, I was at the Cobblestone Hotels annual conference, and since I don't have much to report on the Hunter conference because that's just starting. Let me tell you that Cobblestone conference is great. They made a big acquisition last year when they bought Vermont Hospitality with the Centerstone brand, the Key West brand. Yeah. They've got the Borders brand. They've got their internal brands, Cobblestone and all the others. And it's just so great to see this community coming together and to see a brand that's not one of the big giants, in there having that good fight and making sure that that people have great alternatives to the ones that are at the top of the industry in terms of numbers of hotels.
Absolutely, and I've been watching their growth, and I think they are definitely an up and comer. I mean, you and I get to see it from a little bit different perspective, and congratulations to Cobblestone. That's just amazing, and all the best to them for the rest of this year and on into the future.
So for your listeners that don't know what Cobblestone is, the Cobblestone brand is so innovative because they're building smaller hotels in small communities. So there's a lot of small towns in our country that the big brands, they can't make it work. The financial model simply doesn't work. But Cobblestone, what's so great about them is they've got a construction company, a management company, and a franchise company kind of all in one. So for these small towns, they could work with the municipality. They could work with local developers. They could build a hotel, operate the hotel, and franchise that hotel to you. And the town doesn't have to do anything. And boom, before you know it, they got a brand spanking new hotel right in the middle of their downtown.
Yeah, I like that model a lot, and especially, and you're right. You go into some of these other markets, whether it's Woodstock, New York, or Blythe, California, or some other place in the country that's a smaller community. And this is a good thing for those communities. You need to have something that we've all got family and they all come for the holidays, good, bad, or indifferent. And some stay at the house, and some you need that fourth bedroom for at the hotel.
Yeah, for sure. And the event was great because it was a super opportunity. I did my podcast partner, Anthony Melcuri. You all may know him from TV's Hotel Impossible, but we do a podcast called Check It In with Anthony and Glenn, and we recorded 2 episodes live in front of the studio audience while we were at their conference. So much fun to engage that crowd in there, and it was just it was so rewarding to see people asking us such great questions about the state of the hotel business, operating their hotels, and all the challenges that they face.
Nice. When does that get posted to the No Vacancy News website?
I think in the next couple of weeks. We just gotta get the editing done and stuff like that. But that's the way these things kind of go.
Yeah, love it. Yeah, we just
like you, who's going out live.
Well, we did post the first pre-click interview with Doreen Lalani from Westmont Hospitality yesterday. So we're getting those edited and up. But I got to see that one with you and Anthony at Cobblestone. That should be great. Now, I did catch a 2-minute, maybe 2.5-minute interview that you did, and I'm trying to recall the woman's name that you just posted yesterday or today.
Oh, Gina McKee from SkyTouch. Yeah.
Yes. Great job, my friend. Great interview. Looked like you guys were also having fun, which is also a nice byproduct of what we do.
Well, first of all, it's impossible not to have fun with Gina McKee, and it was great. I highly encourage people to go on the No Vacancy feed, go on my LinkedIn pages, go on my Facebook pages, and check that out, because we talked about how personalization is radically changing the way hoteliers need to connect with their guests today and in the future, why it's so essential, and some great solutions in order to help empower hoteliers to bring personalization to the property level.
Yeah, and that's been a hallmark with a lot of the boutique hotels that celebrate their surroundings and their community, and it with the millennials and everybody else. Yeah, it's a must do at this point. You can't have a standard cookie cutter hotel anymore, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens with those hotels that are between 17 and 20 years old now, that we're all pretty much the same, and see what direction they go. But that interview with Gina was great. I really enjoyed that. Well done, my friend.
Thank you.
So, there was a rumor going around that I was going to cut you off in 15 minutes, but I know that you have to get back to the Hunter Conference. Where can everybody reach you at
my God.
You
can find us at No Vacancy News. Of course, I'm at Traveling Glenn online. That's the word traveling with my name, Glenn, Glenn, 2 G's in the middle, just to make it more confusing for everybody. But find us on No Vacancy News, download the No Vacancy podcast, download Check It In with Anthony and Glenn, and watch all of our videos. So thanks, Fred.
Hey, if they wanted to text you to get your newsletter, how do they do that?
Oh, thank you for that. My shameless plug in my newsletter. Just simply text to the number 66866, the word hotel. Just text hotel to 66866, and you'll get all of our content every Sunday night delivered to your email box.
Perfect. Glenn, I'm going to let you run back to the Hunter Conference. Thank you for joining us today. And as of today, all of the information decks, the program, and the attendees list from CLIC 3 is all posted on the conference website, and you can go there, CLIconference.com, and get all that information.
All right, I'm gonna ditch this conference and run right back to my room and go check that out.
Nice, thank you, brother.
I'll see you later. Have a great one.
Good talking to you. Bye.
On the brand new season.
Yes, thank you. Is Arnie Garfinkel on the line with me?
This is the Arnie Garfinkel.
The Arnie Garfinkel from the All-Star Group.
That's me.
Welcome to Check Out California, the radio show. How are you?
Good.
Hey, I wanted to thank you and have you on the air with the audience today. For those of you that don't know, Arnie produces CLIC with me. He's been there since the beginning. He is my left and right arm and keeps me grounded. And Arnie, I think we had a great conference this year.
No, it turned out pretty good. We had over 300 registered guests, and I think from what I recall, it's pretty much a record that we've, for a third time out, pretty good.
Yeah, no, we did. We definitely had an increase from the year before. We had a new venue this year. We had Rad Gantos returning to do the stage again. Looked beautiful. We went from 4 panels to 6. We had, a lot more information this year. So yeah, I'm really excited, and we're going to start doing all the prep work and planning committee in May for CLIC 4, which will be on March 5th, 2020 at the Westin. So.
Yep, the ink is just drying on the contract, actually.
It is. That's right. Yeah, we just signed the contract, so I'm really excited about going back there as well. So let's change gears for a minute.
Sure.
You've got the Commercial Real Estate Lending Conference coming up in Long Beach, California, pretty soon.
Yep.
So let's talk about your conference and commercial real estate.
Okay, well, I've been doing my conference. This will be our 24th year of doing them. We
started in L.A.
Started in L.A., and then we expanded to the Bay Area, thanks to Craig, who put a little voice in my head, says, you should expand this to another event. And we did.
I don't think it was soft or quiet. I think it was loud. I know how to project.
Yeah, so we did that, then we opened in San Diego,
Yep.
and we've been doing those two, not as much as the LA conference, but yeah, this is our biggest one. We usually attract about 300 people, about the same amount of people as we do at CLIC.
Totally different audience, though.
A completely different audience.
Yeah.
It's a commercial real estate conference, and with a focus on lending. We call it the Commercial Real Estate and Lending Conference.
Yep.
And one of the things we do unique at this thing is something we call the Loan Makers Forum, which has actually been trade named and trademarked. And the interesting thing about the Loan Makers Forum, it's a live presentation to 20 lenders on stage, very much like the TV show Shark Tank, where the lenders tell you what they can do. We take a break, we come back from the break, and then you can submit actual real estate loan transactions live to all 20 of them, and they actually compete for the loan at this session. It's very interactive, very fun. And you really get to see what the lenders can and can't do,
And they get really competitive. I mean, you could have, a lot of term changes between 2, 3, a half dozen of these guys if it's the right product type. And it's just not the Class A properties. You've got a lot of your lenders that, specialize in those deals that have got a little hair on them. So, it's across the board. It's multifamily, it's office building, it's medical parks, it's industrial, it's retail, it's restaurant. You do a little bit of hospitality, but not a whole lot. And, I think about the only thing you don't cover in there is a drive-in movie theater, and I don't think they're used for drive-ins anymore. They're just swap meets
they're
now.
Parking lots now.
Yeah.
But, but I mean, what's interesting about it is you truly find out what the lenders can do. I mean, how many times have you been to an event, any kind of event? It doesn't matter if it's a lending event or, a home show or whatever, where somebody on stage tells you something. And in the lending community, they tell you, we could do greats at, 2% fixed for 30 years. They tell you all these things that they think they can do. And then you put them to the task on a transaction where your competitors are right there with you, and you find out that on that particular deal, they can't do the best rate.
Right.
They can do this.
Right.
So it really keeps them honest, and it's very enjoyable for the audience, whether you have a transaction or not. And believe it or not, the lenders on the stage enjoy it too.
Yeah, no, they do. They're very engaged, and they're it's a live competition.
Yeah.
And with the CLIC conference, we had 6 lenders on the stage this year. That was the largest lending panel we've had at CLIC. And we had a, national lender, we had local lenders, we had, hard money, and, these guys, all provided something different for the hotel community, and that's what you're doing with all these other lenders. You may have a little crossover. I know we did with 2 of our members with on my lending panel, but the diversity and you've got what, 20 lenders on this Loan Makers Forum?
This year it's 18.
18. Yeah. So,
we've had up to 22.
Yeah.
And we brought it down only because there's so much. I don't like too many lenders on there that do the exact same thing.
Right. Now you've got to have diversity, and that's a tougher thing for you to do. Yeah.
Where we get a loan presented, and you get a Me Too lender up there. We could do the same thing.
Right.
And
right.
It's like, well, okay, I don't need 2 of the exact same type of lenders up there. And so we've cut it down to 18, and every one of them does something different. We've added a new lender this year that only concentrates on 1 to 4 investment properties, which is basically single-family, duplexes, triplexes.
And quads,
We've only had multifamily lenders that do 5 units and above.
Above, yeah.
So that's different. We do have a few lenders on that are coming in this year that do a lot of hospitality. Some of them do it as a portfolio, and some of them actually, do it with the SBA or owner user, avenue. So I mean, I try to make sure they're a little more diverse.
Yeah.
And if I miss 1 or 2, and we had a couple of them that it just didn't. They weren't offering me anything more than I already had. So I get pretty picky when it comes to that as far as choosing the people on the panel.
Well, and you have to. I mean, after 24 years, and when you and I, first got together, and I started, helping you, and we upgraded the conference and moved it from, off the 5 freeway in the City of Industry to Universal Studios, and then down to Long Beach. It was a huge gamble on your part to upgrade and everything else, but it's paid off. And you've got the premier general purpose commercial real estate lending conference in Southern California. There's no doubt about that. I mean, tell the audience who your keynote is this year. This was a big get for you.
For those of you that are in California, which I assume most of you are, if you're listening to this, there's a lot of talk of this new split tax roll issue, and for those of you that don't know what split tax roll is, it's basically commercial properties or anything but a single-family resident, which includes hotels, office, retail, industrial, apartment buildings, etc. What they're trying to do is raise more taxes in the state of California, and what they're trying to do is do away with Prop 13 for commercial properties.
Yeah.
And that's why they're calling it a split tax roll. You still qualify under Prop 13 if you're a residential, but you don't qualify for commercial. Well, that's a problem, and a lot of people don't realize that even though you're saving money on your taxes for your home, and you're figuring let the people with a lot of money pay for the taxes, which, okay, most people think that way. But what you don't realize is if you're going to cost a restaurant owner or a hotel owner or a shop owner,
small business owner,
on their property, then they got to make it back in some way. Otherwise, number one, they're going to go out of business, or they're just not going to be able to take care of it. So what that's going to happen is they're going to in turn charge you more money as the consumer. So by doing that, what are you gaining? You're gaining nothing.
Yeah.
So who we have speaking at this event is John Copel, who is the president of the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association, and he's going to tell everybody all about what this truly means. And it's going to be a wonderful keynote. It's going to be very informative to anybody that's associated with any type of real estate, commercial or residential, and its true effect on your taxes.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear them. I want to hear what the definition is of multifamily. Is that 5 and above, or are they going to throw duplexes, triplex and quads into commercial now as well? Because typically, 1 to 4, you can get a residential loan on it. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But you're absolutely right. Let's take a small motel, a small motique,
Right.
okay?
Right.
It's, owner-operator. They live in the manager's apartment on site. And now their taxes are jumping up, outrageously. So, yeah, they're going to have to pass that on. And, when you've got a commodity like a hotel room that you've got 24 hours to sell, it's difficult to justify charging that extra $10, $15 for taxes on top of the transit occupancy tax or TOTs that we're already charging, the sales tax and other special taxes that have to be in there. And I don't think a lot of people realize that with hotels, motels, boutiques, resorts, everything in the hospitality family, we're paying an exorbitant amount in other taxes. And that helps to defer a lot of the cost, if not all of it, for your fire department, your EMTs, your garbage services, and part of your police department. So it's it's a catch-22. But there are some real dangers with splitting this role, and I'm really interested to hear what your keynote has to say this
Oh, yeah.
year.
No, that's going to be good. And then, if you don't mind me saying, we're introducing something brand new at this event.
Please. Breaking news, everybody.
Yeah, we always try to be innovative. Because of the success of the Loanmakers Forum, we've added something new called the Deal Savers.
There you go.
And what that is a group of 8 professionals in all aspects of commercial real estate where a problem could arise. And notably, if you have an environmental problem on your piece of property you're buying, you have a timing issue, you have an illegal unit issue, you have a a legal issue, you're trying to buy a cannabis-related property, whatever it is, there's a problem with the transaction.
Right.
And we used to call this the due diligence or the risk management panel.
Right.
I
used to moderate that for you.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And those panels, a lot of times when you're at these events, you're getting lectured by the people on the stage.
Right.
This is what we do, this is how we do it, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of times you go to different conferences, and the same people just paired with different people talking about the same thing.
Same thing.
So what we did with the Deal Savers is we put really a lot of the top professionals a lot of top people in their profession on the stage together to basically solve a problem. And they're going to give you a case study. They're going to give you an example of a transaction they did that was tough and how they resolved the problem.
Okay.
And then we're going to do, just like we do at the Loanmakers Forum, we're going to take live problems from the attendees.
Love it.
These 8 professionals are going to tell you how they would solve that problem.
I love it.
Rather than lecture you on how to deal with it, they're going to show you how they would do it.
Right. No, and that's far more valuable. And I think putting them under that live fire scenario, hey, this is what happened to my last transaction, and my lender got very difficult, or the title company couldn't perform, or I got sued by the seller, any number of things.
Sure.
So and that's a great addition to your conference this year, and I'm very excited to see that. Who are some of the people that are participating in that?
I'll tell you exactly who's participating.
I think I might know 1 or 2 of them. I think they also participate in CLIC.
Definitely know a few of them.
Yeah.
Some of them were at CLIC. Our brokerage is Eric Paulson from Cushman Wakefield.
An old friend, and
he is the managing director of the I believe it's the Orange County and Inland Empire department. In other words, he's the top guy over there over at Cushman. He's got a great background, fantastic speaker. Jenny Redlin, partner engineering and science.
Yep.
She's one of the partners over there at Partner, and extremely knowledgeable in the field of environmental. As a matter of fact, I think she's been a guest on your show.
She has. And she's also been a sponsor of my conference.
Of course.
So.
Oren Baton is with Buckhalter. They're like one of the foremost real estate attorney firms or legal firms in all of California, not just Southern California. David Rosenthal, who's the President and CEO of Curtis Rosenthal Appraisal Company, probably one of the most renowned appraisal companies in the state of California. He'll be on the panel representing appraisal. Ryan Huntsman, he's the lead guy over at Chicago Title and on the commercial division. He's spoken on many panels before.
He does a great job, too.
He's really knowledgeable as well. The foremost expert, I think anybody in Southern California knows her, is Dino Champagne, Asset Preservation Incorporated. She's a 1031 exchange accommodator, and I don't know anybody that knows more about 1031 exchanges than Dino.
Yeah, no, she's a great asset to have. And,
oh yeah,
and her company was recently bought by Fidelity National Group that also owns Chicago Title. So.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I know they were with Stewart.
Stewart was bought by Fidelity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so.
And two more. We have a CPA, David Flamer,
there you go,
firm up in the Valley, and then we have a lender from our lender panel that's going to actually sit on it because you need a lender.
Good,
you got a
yeah.
problem. And that's Fred Ornelas, who kind of thinks outside the box. His company is Axos Bank, and he likes deals with hair on it, so to speak. That's his.
He thrives in that space. Yeah.
Yeah, he really does. So yeah, I think it's going to be a really good event. I think everybody's going to really enjoy it, and we're going to enjoy putting it on for everybody. Well,
Arnie, I want to put you on hold for a second. We're going to go to a commercial, and then we're going to come back and we're going to wrap this up.
All right.
So
great.
hang on for a minute, please.
Thank you.
When you use the Premier Rewards Gold Card from American Express, the rewards points can keep on multiplying. Buy 3 with triple points on airfare. Buy 2 with double points on gas and groceries. And a single point for pretty much every other dollar you spend on the card. Then, start choosing from over 1 million rewards to redeem all those points. Apply today and the annual fee for the first year is on us. Call 1-800-AXP-GOLD or visit axpgold.com. The annual fee for the card is $175. See terms, conditions, and restrictions at axpgold.com.
Hi, this is Ryan Huntsman with Chicago Title Company, located in beautiful Newport Beach, California. We're a national hub for our company, so we service the entire nation very efficiently with one of the largest national footprints in the industry. As part of the Fidelity family of companies, we get to enjoy and boast about being ranked number 302 on the Fortune 500 list. We're very proud of our tenured staff as they handle some of the most complex and high liability transactions across the country in a very professional and pragmatic fashion. Finally, many people are unaware of all the ancillary services that our Fidelity family of companies has to offer, including 1031 exchanges, UCC services, home warranty services, and much more. So if you haven't created a strategic partnership with a solid title company representative, I urge you to reach out to myself or someone else at Chicago Title to get the most of what we have to offer. Thank you.
I'm on the up building today.
And we're back. This is Check Out California. I'm Craig Sullivan. My co-host Rad Gantos is in Jordan this week, so we're doing a shortened version of the show. And my good friend and special guest is Arnie Garfinkel of the All-Star Group. Arnie, welcome back.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here. Well, why don't you give our audience all the information where they can find out about your conference,
Sure.
Including the date. And I think you've got a promo code for CLIC, and I think it's CLIC, to get them a discount.
Sure, yeah, oh, without a doubt. Okay, first of all, the date of the event is April 18th, which is a Thursday. It's literally, I think it's 4 weeks from tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
And that will be at the Hilton Long Beach in Long Beach, California. The website to find out about the event is CRELC.com, as stands for Commercial Real Estate Lending Conference, CRELC.com, or you can go to our main website, allstargroup.com, and there's a link that'll take you to the event page. The best code to use for this broadcast is CLIC, C-L-I-C. That'll get you, I believe it's 20% off.
20% discount.
And and the one thing you definitely want to do is make sure you register before March 31st.
Yeah.
Because the price goes from $199 up to $325, and with the 20% discount, I think it's like $159 if you register now.
There you go. Plus tax and handling. So.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Shipping and handling. I think it comes out to about 162 or something.
And change, yeah.
But not bad.
It's a
for a
great
full day
value.
event. We feed you very well. We give you breakfast, lunch, and cocktails with some hors d'oeuvres. So I don't think anybody complains too much about that one.
No, I don't think they do either. But, yeah, this is Arnie's 24th year. For everybody who is in the hospitality sector and you have expanded your portfolios to include other asset types, this should be on your radar as a must-attend event. Great information, great lenders. You're going to meet some new lenders that that you typically don't work with because of the majority of your portfolio being hospitality. This is a good place to pick up a couple of other lenders, some new sources. Arnie, you heard the commercial. Chicago Title, sponsors this radio show, so we're very lucky to have them as part of this. So, they're great. Jenny Redlin, you had mentioned over at Partner Engineering and Science, another great third-party service provider that if you're not using Jenny and her team, you should be. So, Arnie, I'm going to cut you loose. I know you got 1,000,001 things to do.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for all of your help and support and producing CLIC 3 with me, and we're already starting on CLIC 4 and can't wait.
Yep, I can't wait either. Well, thank you so much for having me, and take it easy.
Take care, Arnie. Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye. Well, we're going to wrap up the show. This is, again, a shorter version of Check Out California. Rad should be back in a couple of weeks. This is also the premiere episode for this season. We're going into season 3 now. I want to thank Paul Roberts and OC Talk Radio for all of their help and support. I think we've grown a lot over the past 2 seasons with this show. As you know, Rad has got a couple of other shows. He's got the Rad Life here on OC Talk Radio. And that's his Aging Boomer show, which is a fascinating show. And then he's also got Selling the Lux Life, which is a video streaming show. And then I launched Check Out California 3x10. We had a new episode drop today, and that is on YouTube and the social media platforms. It's me, 1 guest, 3-question, 10-minute interview. And today, my special guest is the sister that I always wanted and never had, was Doreen Lalani from Westmont Hospitality, and this was prior to the CLIC conference, so we got to sit down with her for a few minutes. So check out our shows, like us, ring the bell, subscribe, be a part of Check Out California. Thank you all, and aloha.
Thank you for being our guest today on Check Out California. We look forward to having you as a guest with us again in 2 weeks. Until then, you can always reach us through our Check Out California Facebook page or by emailing us at checkoutcalifornia@gmail.com. We love hearing from you. So do let us know what you think of the show and what areas of interest you'd like to see us cover in the future. Your feedback is very important to us as we continue to bring you the best hospitality our Golden State has to offer. Until next time, may all your days be filled with sunsets and palm trees. Now, go experience and check out California.